So, dear parents, a warm welcome. And we are here today to get set started about parenting teens, how to be better parents for teens, and how can we make our lives smoother and simpler as we take our children through these teenage years. So, are you all ready to join this with me?
Yes.
Yes, Rashmi.
Thank you, and a warm welcome to everyone. All right. So, tell me, anyone wants to share? How is it to be a parent of a teen or a preteen? This session is actually also trying to address preteens and young teens. So, anyone would want to share how is it being a parent? Has something changed since you've become a teen parent, so to say?
So hi Rashmi, Abha here. I had sent out a few queries to you.
Yes, Ava, welcome. Yeah.
It's like I always keep on saying that this is probably the toughest phase of parenting. In fact, sometimes I feel that the child that I gave birth to and the child that I am with today are two different people. It's that much different.
That much of a difference. You wonder who is this child, right? What happened?
Exactly.
Okay. Great. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else would like to share something?
The sudden intention of being alone, not
Ah,
to be with anyone. I am
right.
seeing that a lot now.
Okay. How old is your child, ma'am?
Both are 15 years old. I
Oh,
have
you
two
have
twin
15-year-old
daughters.
twins. Excellent. Oh, yes. They want to be alone at this age, definitely. And suddenly you feel, oh, this child who wanted mama all the time is suddenly wanting to be alone.
Yeah, and also out of a blue, they don't want even the physical touch. It
Ah,
was a
okay.
bigger shock for me.
Right. All those hugs and cuddles missing now. All right. Thanks, Uma, for sharing. Anyone else? Any other teen parent want to share something? How is life changed after having a teenager at home or a preteen also?
Hi, my son is preteen now, but
Okay.
sudden outburst of anger I see many a time.
Okay. Yes. Sudden outburst
Even
of
before
anger.
listening the question, start reacting, or it's like that.
How old is your child?
He's 12.
12, yeah. So 12 is actually, yeah. So when we talk about teens now, the bracket earlier was 13 to 18, 19. It is now expanded from 10 years to almost 20 years. So when we are talking about parenting a teen, it's like, starting from 10, 11, and then moving on till almost 20 years of age or till your children are staying with you. These tips would probably help you to navigate these times. All right. So, all right. Thank you for sharing. I'll start with my presentation now. A little bit about myself before that. So, my name is Rashmi Shringarpure, and this June I complete almost 30 years of working with children. I have worked with children in various capacities as a teacher, as a mentor, as a coordinator, as a trainer, and more recently now as a counselor, as a parenting coach. So, in all these different capacities, working over with hundreds and thousands of children over the years, as all this accumulated, and today is the time for me to come and share whatever I have gained knowledge. Some of it might not be something new which you're hearing, but just a reminder of what you already know. But it's my mission now to try and help parents navigate these years smoothly with their children, and try to make the whole generation gap or this whole thing a little bit better for both, on both sides. So that is whole the intention of having these sessions and seminars. And it need not be a very turbulent time all the time. It can be a smooth sailing. There will be challenges as we move along, but that's what we'll try to see how we can minimize them. I'm also the mother to a 17-year-old myself. So yeah, a lot of it also comes from experience, not only with my child, but having worked as a counselor with various schools in various capacities, having worked with lots and lots of children who come to me for different reasons, to my clinic. So I've got a first-hand experience on both sides. When a parent comes and talks to me about what are the challenges they are facing with the teen, and when a teen comes and talks to me also, like, what would I expect my parents, or why do I feel misunderstood? And so that is the whole gap I'm trying to bridge today through this session. So a very warm welcome once again, and thank you for joining the session, all those who are here today. So why do we need a workshop actually? What is the need? Some of us might say, oh, we grew up and our parents grew up and there was no workshop and nothing was needed. But things are changing now, and adolescence as it is a very delicate phase in a child's life when they are giving up on childhood and moving towards adulthood. So we are actually, teens are getting prepared to become adults. We are preparing them for adults. They gain this identity of their own. They suddenly start thinking, the abstract thinking develops. They find out, oh, we are a person of our own. We can have our own thoughts. There are lots of, pressures, questions coming up in this age. They have to make choices about their academics, their friendships change, uh, career options. So all these choices, a lot of hormonal changes happening. So it is a very difficult time for our children as well. And now, what was not there during our times, the added social media, the whole new social media pressures, which we'll also discuss in detail. And like we said, someone already mentioned that, relationships with family members suddenly don't seem so important. Friends and peer groups take over. Suddenly you will see your child who was not interested in dressing up and what they're wearing are taking more interest into dressing up and looking better, and friendships change, priorities change. So all this is a very different time in the life of your child. And also, like your parents, some of us are wondering, oh my god, is this the same child I gave birth to? Like, what has happened? So yes, it is a different time, changing time, with the hormones, with all the other things happening. And that's exactly why a parenting workshop can help you to get this smoothly through this period. The first thing, if my screen is clear to you, and I can actually do an entire session on this is communication. Connecting with your child, whatever age your child is right now. It could be from a 10-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old. What I would really, really encourage you to do is to communicate with your child. If you just take a pause and think, in the whole day, what kind of conversation do you have with your child? Most of you, what kind of talk? If anyone wants to unmute and speak, most welcome to. What is it are you generally talking with your teen, with your child at home?
So, Rashmi, one thing that I have noticed the change in the topics that we talk about.
Okay.
Earlier, it was more open communication.
Mm-hmm.
Kids share more when they're younger. In teenage, in
Right.
general, they are not very willing to share unless, there are things that they talk about, and then there are things that they don't talk about.
Yes.
Even regarding friends or regarding their daily life. I remember my child used to share everything that happened in the school earlier when he was a kid. Nowadays,
Right.
there are times when I come to know things from school and then I ask him and then he talks.
What happened? Yes, that's true. So that has definitely changed.
And
What
I
is
think
being
the
shared?
topics are more related to academics and the things that they're supposed to do, the
Right.
basic hygiene, because what has happened now is earlier, if told once, the child used to follow. Today,
Right.
it is more of a nagging kind of communication from our end, because end of the day, we have to get things done.
Right.
So that is what I feel has changed.
True. That is, and I think a lot of times we are just giving instructions or getting things done. We're
Right.
not actually communicating.
Right.
So that I think we should continue doing for those who have younger children who are still in early teens, and for others as well. I would say, when we say communication, it has to be two-way. When we are giving instructions, when we are telling them something, that is not really communication. Communication is when we are also sharing something with them and we are also listening to them. Okay. And listening without a device, without our eyes on a device. Okay. That becomes very important. When your child wants to come and share something with you, when he's 10, 11, 12 years old, please put down your devices, look into the child's eyes and talk. Because soon this is not going to happen as much. If they're used to doing that, if you continue to do that, it will continue through the teen years also. And again, when I say eat together, spend time, so as parents, we can also share with them instead of just asking them questions. Like most parents, as soon as your child enters home, comes back from school, we ask them questions. So how was your day? What did you do? What did you learn? Whom did you sit with? So instead of doing that, just give them some time to just gather their being, be there. And when there's a little calmer time of the day, you can start sharing how your day was. Okay, what did I do today? I had this meeting today, or I went shopping, or I did this. And slowly you will find that your child also starts sharing. Instead of asking questions, a lot of things which might come out which you won't even ask. So this is a very, very important part of our relationship in the next coming years, is going to be to have an open communication which is non-judgmental. When a child comes and shares something with you, how you react becomes very, very important. Okay. And that will decide whether the child is going to come back again and share something important with you or not, depending on your reaction. So you have to be very careful, discuss with your partner, how are your reactions going to be. Sometimes they might just come and surprise you with something which you were not expecting your teen to come up and say. So be ready with your reaction. Don't just shut them off in a way that they don't come back to you. So if anything you take back from the workshop today, this is going to be that keep your communication channels open with your children. Don't be judgmental. Don't be ready to offer solutions, which I have also done. But learn the hard way not to all the time. Sometimes they don't want a solution. They just want to figure it out themselves as they're growing more independent. They just want you to listen. And that's why I've highlighted over here active listening. If this you keep doing, you will see that your child feels that you are a safe place. Every child needs this safe place where he or she can come and share whatever is happening. So this is one thing which we want more and more in the coming years as they go through all these turbulent times themselves, with their body image, with the hormonal changes happening, with appearance, with peer group taking a front seat. They will need, there will be anxious moments for them. They will need to come back to a safe place and share all these anxieties. So be there for them. Be there as the strong support who is going to have their back no matter what, who's going to be willing to listen to whatever it is that they have to share. It might seem small to you, it might be a big deal for them. So you don't judge that. Just be there and listen. This will foster great communication. Is someone on unmute? Okay. So after communicating, also now we come to this next part is of setting expectations, clear expectations. What is it that we are expecting from our children? What are their goals? What are we expecting in terms of behavior? What kind of responsibilities will they have? What are the academic expectations from them? Now, each of you as a parent knows your child. Okay, by now you would know what kind of grades, what kind of academic your child is, what are his strengths, what are the subjects which your child is good at. So set the expectations accordingly. Okay, this is what we need to do. Okay. What happens with expectations or setting rules? Let's call them rules. Some kind of discipline, very important. This gives the child a clear direction. Okay, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. What is expected from me at this level, on a personal level, on an academic level, what all are my responsibilities, what is expected from me. And then the rules, now with these children of this age group, what you can do is you can sit together and form the rules. You don't have to make the rules, you can discuss it. Okay, well, this is what I think that this is what is needed. Let's decide that this will be your study time, this is your play time, whatever else rules that, okay, there is a deadline that you need to be home by this time, or you need to finish your academics by this time, whatever it is, whatever your rules are, you sit with your child, discuss it, and then set the rules instead of just telling them this is what you need to do. Now, because they are now no longer preteens, no longer kids, they have got a mind of their own, they've got an opinion of their own. So give them that respect, that they have formed opinions now. So trust them also. The rules can be flexible and firm. Why do I say flexible and firm? Some things are non-negotiable in your family. You decide what are those non-negotiable rules that have to be followed. And some things can be flexible in terms of maybe their outfits, what they want to wear, or food related rules could be flexible, or if they have to, if your rule is very strict about you know staying out, but then if it's a best friend's birthday and if it is safe, then maybe for that day you will allow them. So you have to take a call. What are your firm rules? What are the flexible rules? And sit together as a family, discuss it, and then decide to abide. But rules are important because it gives children guidelines. Okay, we think they don't want rules, but I think it gives them a kind of security also, because they know what kind of boundaries are there, what is expected from us. So work on this with your child and set clear guidelines about what is expected from them. Now coming to the next slide, respect their privacy. Now, as they are growing, you cannot be hovering around all the time and just checking every little detail. Have you finished this chapter? Next chapter. Now, what are you doing? Trust them. Once you've set the rules, then you have to trust them that, okay, they are going to follow and they are going to do what is expected from them. So when I'm saying you have to be involved in your child's life, yes, but also respect their privacy. Now set a healthy routine for them. Now, what kind of routine you want for your child? What is important? You need to again decide when you're discussing the rules. And one thing which we have to maintain and continue with our children is regular exercise, some kind of physical play. This becomes very important. I see a lot of children who come to me for counseling often share that the moment they reach like grade 7 or something, parents stop all kind of physical exercise, stop playing games, and say, now you need to focus on your studies. Of course, you need to focus on your studies. Very important. But 1 hour of free play, 1.5 hours of exercise, whatever you decide how your child is going to be very, very important. So don't stop that. Why is this so important? Regular exercise, going out, meeting friends. Children also need some kind of outlet because they are going through so much. So this exercise gives them that outlet, gives them the time to meet their friends, to open up, to share whatever it is that they want to share. They run around, exert all that energy. It helps them to eat better. It helps them to sleep better. So I am a big, big encourager of letting your children out in the open, let them play, let them meet friends, whatever it is, even if they're sitting giving their board exams, exams are nice. Half an hour, 1 hour, everyone needs that free time. So please make sure that you are doing that. Again, of course, healthy lifestyle, proper nutrition. Again, this could be like a lot of, there is a lot of sway towards the junk food. So need to set that, okay, once a week, weekly we'll have our healthy meals, and then sometimes we have your cheat days, or your weekends are for junk food, whatever. That's fine. You can decide. It cannot be very strict. There should be no saying no to anything. What I believe is that the moment you say no, the rebellion will start. The moment you say less, okay, हम करेंगे, कम करेंगे, तो फिर you can come to a midway that, okay, we don't have to stop anything, but we can reduce our junk food and focus more on healthy food. You can involve children in the kitchen. I will be coming to that later. Involve them in your cooking, right from your shopping to chopping or something, so that they become a part. And when we are doing these kind of things together, it also gives a very good opportunity to talk and share and communicate. So if you can find some kind of shared activity to do with them, cooking, it can really help to make that bond, as well as to realize the importance of good nutrition and healthy food. Hygiene and sufficient sleep. One of the major concerns of teenage parents I have seen is that they're not sleeping enough. And teenagers do need that rest and that sleep, because this is a big growth phase for them. So sufficient rest will ensure that they are growing well. So make sure that they are sleeping well. Now here again, when you're making the schedule, the timetable, the rules, work out with them, discuss with them, how can we fit in all that you want to do, plus make sure that you're getting your enough shut eye, getting sleep, enough sleep. Because once you form these healthy habits, it's good for their physical and mental well-being, and it will become a lifelong thing. Children who are used to this kind of healthy eating, good hygiene, regular exercise, sleep will maintain this lifestyle for a long time to come. So it's not that something we are doing for today. And I have seen children who are not able to have this kind of habits. Then the parents have to be like, even a ninth grader has to be told, get up, brush your teeth, go for a bath, like, just being the same basic things. But if the habits are formed, then these things can be out of your way. Then the children will start doing these things, and you don't have to be really like, one more thing to keep saying to them all the time, that utho karo. Make it into a part of the routine. I'm telling you, from my own experience, and after having helped a lot of children form these healthy habits, it's a big, big, big peaceful peace of mind for the parent if you're able to do that with your child. It will not happen immediately. It will take some time. There will be trial and error till you reach that perfect midway where you're able to come to a consensus where this is what these many number of hours of sleep, this much of studies, this is. Once you reach that, it will really help you to form the right habit. I've just added this, inculcate a love for reading. I think reading can be a lifelong love and passion. And a child who loves to read will be a grown up who loves to read. And I think the devices around us have reduced our reading. So I would encourage everyone, in fact, to read. Even as parents, set a habit of reading for some time every day. I have seen children uh, who are able to have this love for reading, have this extra information. They are able to do better in their classes. They're able to better understand. Their vocabulary is better. So it's a good habit to have. So in the healthy habits, I've just added that love for reading. If you can develop that, excellent. If your child already does that, please make sure that they continue to do so. It's one of the best habits a child could have. This I've almost touched on. Time management again becomes crucial. Why? Because as your children are growing, there are going to be more classes, extracurricular activities, so self-study time. So managing all this. So if you are able to help them to manage the time, which we already discussed, when you set up a routine, put in time for all this. If your child has a hobby, loves to read, loves to paint, loves to dance, please make sure that you schedule some kind of time every day, every week for that activity. Don't cut that out from a child's life. I have had children coming to me and saying, I love basketball, or I love origami, or I love mm, swimming, or whatever. That is one thing which I really, really love. And the parents, as I don't know, as a punishment or as a motivation or a demotivation, stop that very activity for that child. Now, it was not motivating at all. You actually taken the joy out of that child's life. The child really, really loves basketball. Schedule a time for that. Don't stop it completely. Okay, so that's what, when I was saying that, try to balance it out. And that's why time management is important. If you're able to put the hobby inside, put the free play, and manage everything else, then your child will be a happy child. And a happy child will learn better, will be in a good mood around you most of the time, and will not be slamming doors and being upset or questioning, because you have taken their involved them into the scheduling of this timing. Now, technology. I know this is one area of concern, maybe for a lot of parents, about screen time, a lot of time spent online. Is this, can anyone share if this is really one of your areas of concern for your children, or what exactly are your concerns here?
Yes.
My daughters, they accept that they are addicted to electronic gadgets.
Okay.
And I talk to them. And if
Mm-hmm.
I say, like, I am not able to stop thinking about my tab.
Okay.
That is what she is saying. She is accepting it, that she is addicted to that,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't know how to stop it.
Okay.
And she really needs help.
Right.
She says even if I take my physical book and read, but after a couple of pages, I automatically start thinking about my tab.
Okay. It's good that she has at least accepted it and she knows that this is a problem. The first step is acknowledging it. Then we can look for a solution, right? Yes. Anyone else? What kind of concerns do you have about technology, screens?
I think one more concern is that screen can of course be used for productive things also. My child has been learning a lot in academics also through YouTube.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But at the same time, the monitoring definitely is not possible and not something that we should be doing. But at the same time, currently the kind of things that we hear about in cybercrimes, in a lot of things that they should not be watching, but they are watching at this age.
Yes.
The exposure to the things which are not meant for their age, exposure to a lot of strangers, exposure to a lot of games which are violent in nature. So all of this kind of does act upon their psychology and the way they think and the behavioral aspects also. So how do we balance this out? Because we can't really negate the screen anymore. It's a part of life. You have to accept it.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It is a part of life. Yes. Yes, Abba, we will address that. Anyone else? Chat. Let me check.
Loud music. My son wants to be a listener pop music all the time.
Okay.
And even during we are having some good conversation, but he wants to listen that music and he wants to do that
All the
whatever
time. Loud music all the time.
yes, and especially when he's bathing, he's in his room. It's like that. Yeah.
Okay. And they're hiding from us what they're watching. Is that what you're saying, Rashna? Is that whatever they're watching, they don't want us to know?
Yeah, sometime. Not always,
Not
but
always.
yes,
Yeah.
sometime.
Yes. Of
And
course.
one thing I just want to add is like, I kind of feel, I don't know whether this is the trend happening across all the teens. They were not able to be idle for at least 5 minutes after the continuous use of these electronic gadgets. I kind of I am a bit worried that they were not able to sit idle for at least 5 minutes.
Yes. I think sometimes it's good for children to get bored, but we don't give them chance to get bored, or there's nothing called getting bored because a constant need for doing something, right? All the time. So like you said rightly, some of you mentioned that we cannot do away with the screens, right? This is a part of life. A lot of their studies, their projects, everything comes online. So they need to access that. And then we need to know that are they really doing that? And then there is access to a lot of other stuff. So during my years at school, children as young as grade 5 had access to a lot of stuff which only adults should be seeing, or and this became a major cause for concern among the parents also. So now we need to establish over here again that what is sit with your child and have a talk about why it is that we are so worried about you being online all the time. There are a lot of things happening online, so make them aware of not giving out their details to strangers, because a lot of cases have happened. So I think a conversation with your child, guiding them and letting them know that why is it that we worry, why is it that we want you to be safe and not give out your details. I remember there was a time when my son was playing online games with people, and I would say, don't give out your details, because you don't know who's on the other end, who's at the other end. And there were so many cases which happened also. So here I think a open communication, a talk with your child, plus monitoring. When I'm saying monitor online activities, is again, I'm not saying that we should invade on their privacy, but we have to guide them that this is what is acceptable, this is what you cannot see. And let us know if you want to see something, if you're very curious about something, please discuss with the parent, and then you can have an open conversation about it. But saying no to screen time doesn't work. Okay. And just make sure that you know what they're watching, and give them the limit that okay, this is the time only for your games. Now, when it comes to very violent video games, it really does have a very negative impact. So we will have to reduce that time drastically. If your child is spending a lot of time playing these violent video games, again, I will not say completely stop at a go, it will not be possible, but reduce that to maybe once a week and make it like, okay, only on weekend are you allowed to play this game, and replace it. So what happens with screen time? It's for you, me, like someone's child who's saying I'm addicted, I can't stop thinking, because it gives us that dopamine, it gives us that feeling. It doesn't question you, it just gives you that high. Replace that time with something which gives you that equal amount of happiness, dopamine, whatever it is. So mostly I suggest to children who are coming to me for counseling is to replace it with a high energy physical activity which the child enjoys. It could be dance, it could be swimming, some kind of game. So that will give the same kind of high, but in a very more positive way. So you'll have to figure out what works for your child, how much time you need to give for screen time, and the rest of the time how it can be replaced with something more fun, more physical, more positive. So find that out. It will have to be replaced in all the age groups, right? And like reading can be a good option for someone who wants to still gain that information, but you don't want them to access. Give them lots of book access to lots of books. Go back to the physical book instead of online reading. Go back to physical books. So that will really help to set take this time off the screen. Okay, but I would say be vigilant of what your child is watching, and have a very very clear and open discussion about why we worry when they are online a lot of time. Okay, does that make sense for this point?
Yes.
Yes, Rashmi, that's a very valid point.
Thanks. So moving on. Sometimes my slide is getting stuck. Just another thing is, earlier they used to say it takes a village to raise a child. Have you heard this before?
Yes.
Yes, but more and more we are not living in those kind of environments, or some of us are still living in those kind of environments. But I think that it will be very good for your child to have a good supportive network of well-wishers, of friends, of mentors, some positive, relationships just outside the parents can provide that additional, guidance and support. So who could it be? It could be a teacher, it could be an older, a family member, a trusted friend, someone in school, some coach. So any of this people whom you trust to be there and provide that additional support what your child needs. A counselor also could be one of the people whom you could turn to. So I have some children who come to me just maybe once a week, some of them once a month, just to share, just to talk without being judged, just to talk without uh, you know just some things which they feel they cannot share with anyone else or with their parents. So for my son it could probably be his mama, his uncle, or his grandmother, or my very close friends. So any of them could be people where I feel if he wants that he could go and talk to them. So similarly, you can have a supportive network around your child whom he knows, people whom you trust and people whom he can trust to go and talk to in case sometimes it's needed. So just see if there's someone, it's always good to provide that extra support for your child. Okay, someone saying my daughter doesn't want to share the password. She's watching more time Instagram, right? So again, we don't want the password. We want to trust them and discuss with them on what is it that they're watching and how we can limit the time. Okay. In my earlier session, if some of you attended, I had spoken about a technique called Pomodoro, wherein you study in slots of 25 minutes and then take breaks. Now that can be applied in terms of phone also. If you feel that your child is just not able to keep that phone away, encourage them to, for that 2 hours when they are studying, make it smaller gaps. So 2 hours, don't take it away, but you tell your child that why don't you go and keep your phone in the drawing room, not in the room where they are studying, in the drawing room, in the kitchen drawer somewhere. Put it in a drawer. If you're too tempted all the time, lock it up. You will not do it, but tell your child 2 hours, lock it up, study. After 2 hours, go check your phone, check it for 10 minutes, and then again keep it and study for 2 hours. So that way we are not completely stopping them, but we are also giving them focused time to study or focus on other things and not be on the phone at all times. So Padmaja, I hope that answer your question. We can discuss it in detail again if you want. Now, so in spite of all these changes and talks, what we have discussed, if you see your child, if you notice anything very drastic changes in behavior, too much emotional outburst, like someone said anger, too much of anger, suddenly stopped eating, mood swings, not sleeping well, or if you notice some kind of negative self-talk, then I would encourage you to go and talk to someone. Okay, take your child, and going to a mental health professional or a counselor does not mean that it should not be anymore a taboo or something which we need to hide or not do. It should be as simple as if you have a headache or if you have a fever, you go to a doctor. And here, if you need to just talk to someone, you go to a mental health professional. So just keep it as simple as that. But be aware of your child. If they are going through any kind of, or if you find, especially just during the exams or before the exams, you find any kind of drastic changes in behavior, please do be aware of that, and you don't have to immediately get panicked and start shuffling. First try to talk to the child and ask them what's happening. Is it something which is bothering you? That's when I said if you have a support network, they can get involved, they can have a discussion. And still, if you find that no, you need to really go to someone, then you can approach the school counselor or any other mental health counselor, or to just have a chat with your child to help them through this. So I'm just going to take a pause here and ask you to share anyone if they have noticed any such concern about this one slide I missed. I just want to come back to this. If be aware if you have noticed anything suddenly not eating or just become very, very quiet. If you have noticed something like that, please just be aware of that. I skipped the slide earlier on when I was saying encourage independence. Now they are growing and they are capable of taking up more responsibility. So we should also stop treating them as we would treat them, an 8-year-old or a 5-year-old or even a 10-year-old. As they're growing, our role changes. We become more of facilitators. We don't need to really do things for them, but just be there to facilitate things for them. So I don't know, you can give them some chores to do, or develop some life skills. So if anyone has done any of these, can someone want to share what kind of chores do you give your teenagers to do? What kind of things you can involve them in at home?
Cleaning their room, helping a little in the kitchen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. They can all, I think, at this age, start cleaning, taking responsibility for cleaning their own rooms. Definitely
Giving
help them.
water to me and to my husband, something like that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So what I tried is like I ask my daughters whenever their friends are having birthdays or anything,
Mm-hmm.
I'll encourage them to do something on their own
Mm-hmm.
and give them as a gift,
Oh, that's
not to
nice.
buy from the shop.
Very good. Excellent.
So that actually that created some good artistic sense in them, some creativity in them. They got in some interest in doing some bangles, headbands,
Okay.
some chains of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
And actually I just want to share like my one of my daughter, she became so interested in that. She
Mhm.
started making so many silk thread jewelry and quilling jewelry. And
Okay.
then when there was an exhibition in their school, she opened a stall with all her makings, and she earned like some 500 rupees on that.
Oh, very good.
So I didn't make them to get involved in household chores.
No.
Might be it is because of my issue, because I don't have that comfort zone when someone is working along with me. That is my
Okay.
problem. I need to rectify that.
Okay.
But so I diverted them in this way. So
Mhm.
create something on your own. When your friends are having some birthdays or anything, don't buy
Right.
it from the shop.
That's great. That's great. Excellent. Anyone else who?
Hi,
Yeah.
hi Rashmi and Divya.
Hi,
My
Divya.
daughter is a pre-teenager actually. She's
Okay.
11 years old.
Okay.
So, as you're talking about including them in household chores and all,
Mm-hmm.
so I tried including her into the kitchen. I tried, like I told her to arrange the utensil basket, like take out utensils ready,
Yeah.
arrange in the kitchen,
Right.
and the folded clothes. I told her to keep it
Right.
in the places. But the thing is, within 2 or 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
she gets bored and she start like, no, I don't want to do all this. I don't have time for this. I have things to do. So
Mm-hmm.
they become my daughter. She becomes very much adamant that she doesn't want to do this. So I don't know how to get them involved in these things when they are not ready to do
When
it.
they're not ready to do, yes.
Yeah.
So maybe like if there is something which she enjoys doing, like if you have some plants at home, would she like giving water to the plants, or so you'll have to see, ask her, give her a choice. How would you like to help? Where would you like to contribute?
But many times, what she wants to do is not according to like what I want her to do. Maybe she makes things more messy in that ways.
That
So,
that's
so like even I would not like her to do that because then it will be my increasing my load. So I would like her to
So
help in the way
Rashmi,
I.
I want to share something regarding this. So
yeah.
I have a 15-year-old son now.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very active household core worker, my right hand in kitchen, at house, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Especially COVID times when we were all home and maids were not there, he has even washed utensils. Today, the stage is that I have to tell him to do things. He does them,
Right.
but it is not with the same interest.
Not with the
So
same.
now what I have told him is that there will be certain things that you want to do and there are certain things that you need to do. So
Absolutely.
those need to do things you have to do every day.
Yes.
No matter how you're feeling about it, whether you
Yes.
like it, you don't like it, those are need to do things.
Right.
Then there will be certain things. Some days he comes up and tells me, Mama, I want to make this. Let's cook this today.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have time, I accommodate that.
Right.
So that is how I have kind of managed to give him clarity on what is the thing that he needs to do on everyday basis in a regular
Right.
manner, because that
Right.
is his core, his responsibility. No one
Mm-hmm.
else is going to do it if he doesn't do it.
Right.
Whereas there will be certain things which we do together as activities, as bonding time, as something that we enjoy. Those are the
Right.
things that you want to do. You can always suggest those things to me. If
Right.
I have time, if we are able to manage those things in that time, we will definitely do it. If not, we will keep aside a time sometime later in future for it.
Correct. Exactly. Perfect.
Yeah, one of the things that I encourage my daughter to do is, taking a clue from someone who mentioned doing, cooling and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, we have this Joy of Giving week in October every year.
Okay.
And also, there are other events that happen, where there is a lot of donation work that happens and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage her to prepare this stuff and
Okay.
kind of course, sell, but the proceeds go for charity.
Excellent. Okay.
So, in addition to keeping her busy, developing her skills in that, she
Mm-hmm.
also has this feel good factor.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
so that makes her feel very positive that,
Yes.
she's doing it for a good cause and she's there. And, of course, she's in 11, so it's a bit busy, but still she made time to do this. And I was okay. If she didn't study one day, I was okay. I didn't pressurize her.
Exactly.
That, so she even stayed up late and she did all of that. So,
Vaseline कर लो
eventually she felt really
होगा
nice.
इसका ना वो
So I
papers
think
गिर गया
that
बैग
is
में
one of the ways rather than
थोड़ा
just,
help
telling them, ye mat
Right.
karo, don't do this and all that. So I thought, making them feel good about themselves for a good cause is
Great.
an
Great.
encouragement.
Excellent,
I
excellent.
think another thing that matters is when we motivate them with appreciation. So even
Absolutely.
if it is something that they're doing daily basis, it
Yes.
is, if we make it a point to tell them that they have done a wonderful job with it, and
Yes.
not only in the generalized words, but specifically telling them what they did right
Yes.
and what they liked about it,
Yes.
that actually helps them to get motivated to keep on doing it every day.
Yes, absolutely. Appreciation plays a very, very, very important role. Absolutely. So yeah, coming back to Divya, who was saying, I think that her child still doesn't want to. So we'll have to figure out what. And like Abha, I think said that, some things are negotiable, some things are non-negotiable, some things you have to do. So, and if it can be made into fun, even better. But sometimes it will not be all fun. Some things you have to contribute and do, even if you don't find it so much fun. So that you'll have to find that balance and give them those, because giving chores actually, we feel that hum kaam karwa rahe hain, ya why should we? But it's very good for them. It develops a sense of responsibility. It gives them confidence of getting our job well done, whatever it is, no matter how small the job is, but it helps them. And then when I'm saying encouraging independence in more ways, like I know you all can give me suggestions. Like when we went on a trip, so we encouraged our son that okay, you will make the itinerary for the day. You will find out okay, how do we reach this place, and what are the tickets to get into this place, or how does the tram work, or something. So then he was very excited to plan the thing. Or maybe if it's a birthday party coming up, and we say okay, you decide now. This is your budget, and how do you want to spend this money, how many people you want to call, where. So whatever it is, give them some kind of responsibilities. Some of my friends children are also helping them to manage the household budget at a very basic level, just the groceries and probably the just a day to day kind of okay, so you're going to keep track of the household budget. So this gives them practical knowledge, they learn, and plus it gives them confidence. The whole idea about this is to build more confidence in our children, right? And encouraging independence, because I see a lot of parents want to do the thing for the child because they think it's faster if I do it, but take that time. Like so I was saying, if even if your child makes a mess while she's learning to cook, she or he is learning to cook initially, it's okay. I know that extra time to clean up probably, but that cooking or that skill, whatever your child will learn, will be very, very important and give them a lot of confidence. So don't shy away from that. Let them make mistakes. They will make mistakes, and but let them, give them that independence to do those things, to be responsible for those things. And like someone rightfully said, I was coming to that point, is appreciation, praising. What happens is, most of us, when someone does something wrong, we are very quick to point out. But when someone does something right, we think, oh, this was something he has to do. What's the big deal? It was supposed to be done. But take out that 2 minutes and appreciate the act, a specific act. Like if your child cleaned the room very well, and kept the room neat and clean, appreciate that, oh, I'm so happy the way you've cleaned your room today and without me having to tell you, or you did an excellent job. Very good. Not like, oh, you're the best kid in the world, so just praise that specific action, whatever the child has done. That helps more than just giving a generalized statement, like someone said that, oh, great job done. So be very specific that, okay, I like that you were so thoughtful today that when we had guests, you yourself made the tea and got without me having to tell you. So something like that, specific appreciation will build that confidence in your child. Also, like someone was saying that right in the beginning, that right now they don't want to hug and cuddle as they grow older. So till they allow you, please do that. Please make it a point to tuck them in and cuddle them, and give hugs whenever possible, sometimes randomly for no reason. Just go and give a hug. Just surprise them sometimes. Okay, when your child is studying late at night, take their favorite hot chocolate, just make it, go sit with them, talk to them, surprise them with, and create these happy moments, these happy memories in between all the other things which are going on. So, or sometimes just surprise them by taking them out to their favorite restaurant when they're not expecting it, or ordering in their favorite food when they're just not expecting it. Just like that, for no reason, not having any reason, just because it's it just gives you joy. So these small little acts will help you to build that bond and that relationship, that communication going. So keep looking for ways to, surprising them, making them happy, making them, giving them that confidence. And as they are going through all these changes, we have to be there for them as this strong support, like I kept saying, which is very, very important. Also, you know, as most parents first come to me, for counseling, there's a big list of things they feel that this is not being done. This can be done better. But I feel, take a moment and empathize with your child. Be in their shoes for once and just check that. Oh my God, things can get really overwhelming sometimes. There's so many things happening around them. If they've moved into college and there's suddenly new activities happening, a new environment, or bodily changes happening, peer pressures. So be a little soft on them, be a bit gentle. We advocate gentle parenting. So try to also understand that, okay, they are going through a tough time. We just see the anger, the slamming of doors and everything, but try to just see a little bit beyond that, that maybe something is bothering them. What is happening? Why this sudden change of behavior? So continue to be there. you know you be calm when, if when your child is not so calm, then that is the exact time when you really, really need to be calm and not react and not respond immediately. Take a step back, think, and when things are calmer, then address whatever issue it was that got out of hand in the first place. So that is what I was mentioning about encouraging, independence in your children. Moving to we finish all my slides. Healthy habits. So, even after having said all this, it's, you are going to need to revisit these thoughts again and again, as time goes on, right? These are some pointers which will help you take you through these times, but you are going to keep needing. So I would recommend, read a little bit more, get yourself more equipped with what it is that a teenager, requires. What are they thinking? What kind of support we can give? So as the more you are equipped, the more you will be able to better handle these years to come. And then once you are able to get through this times, with your child, believe me, it can be the best relationship, the best time with your child. You have this person at home who is your, best critic, who will tell you things as it is. He can be your lifelong buddy for you. She can be your fashion police, telling you what to wear, what not to wear. They can be your tech help, or like right now for this, my son was helping me, he's my tech support. They can, add humor to your life, the shared sarcasm which these children bring. So it can be a really, really wonderful, symbiotic relationship with your child, where you all go through these years together. But in case you find at any point of time that, there is something extra, you need any kind of help and support, please do reach out to me or to any counselor in your area or in your school. uh, don't think twice about that. Please go ahead and share with someone in case you feel your child is having some kind of issue or concern. And some of you were asking me in the personal chats about career guidance and some other topics, which if I have not been able to touch on today, you can definitely call me or text me. We will discuss it. I will be doing some sessions subsequently for multiple intelligences, and which can help you know what kind of career path your child can take. So I'll put that information in the group. Next week also is coming up only for women, a special session on women. So I'll put all those information on the group. It will be nice if you can join. Some of them are paid sessions, some of them are free sessions like this one. So thank you so much for joining in today. This is me, Rashmi, signing off.